Hi, everyone. I'm here with my buddy Bruce. I know a lot of you are concerned about him and what he might be wearing. I've had a number of you reach out and ask about his daily fashion choices. So you should know that today, little Bubba is wearing a handmade sweater that has RVs on it. It's got campers and RVs on it. So he's really just waiting for summer to happen, and he's beckoning it with his fashion decisions today on this lovely Friday in Milwaukee. So I am starting here today. I'm talking to you today about 5 reasons 5 reasons your organization needs an online community now. Many of you know this already, but for those of you who don't, I'm an online community strategist, and I have an online course that I run, and it's been completely cohort based and closed up until this, actually it still is, and I will start to reopen it and let in new students this coming March. So I'm doing a bunch of work right now to let you know that this is happening, and also to educate you. If you're curious about building an online community and you haven't built one before, the course is all about engaging your online community in a meaningful way, not just more engagement for engagement's sake. So I want to talk to you today about why you should bother. Why do you care? Why should you care about any of this? Not only because I have a cute dog in this video, which he'll probably get up and walk away at some point. So you'll have to have more of a reason than that to stay tuned in. So yeah, what are the reasons why you would actually care about building something like this? Number 1 is that communities that are hosted online open up access in a way that has never before been possible. I mean, I'm talking to you here from my home in Milwaukee. You are wherever you are. It's insane. I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. The internet is a massive democratizing force and an open access force. It also gives you the opportunity to create what my co-author Charles and I call a watering hole effect, which is that you can create the conditions for conversation and connection in an online community that you own. There are so many terrible places for discussion today, but you get to actually create the watering hole that people get to be attracted to and come together around. So that means that you don't have to have all the answers, that you can host the conversation and not necessarily have to be the expert in everything. Hi, Dom. Welcome. Do you see Bruce? He's waving at you, Dom. So you don't have to have all the answers anymore. You can save tons of time by connecting people in online communities and ensure that your customers can actually build relationships and find value among themselves, so that you are not just the center hub or the center node anymore. You are actually the person who is creating the conditions for connection. And what that really means is that when people come together and share resources, they can help promote each other's work, they can give each other advice, they come to associate that extra value with you as the leader or with your organization as the host of the community. And he's just so cute. Sorry. Also, think about the incredible power of the natural word of mouth that happens from this kind of connection. So if people are finding each other, are able to make friendships and able to make connections that they otherwise could never make alone, then you're going to create natural word of mouth for your business, for yourself as a leader. And so that's just a major opportunity that you have as someone who can create an online community in cyberspace today. Okay, so number 2, the second reason why you should be interested in building an online community now is because you can be of more service. You can have a larger impact with the people that you want to serve. Now, I know not everyone is concerned with this, but if you want to have an impact with your work, an online community is one of the fastest, most effective ways to do this. It doesn't always start super quickly, but once you get it going, the impact is just phenomenal. So, for example, right now, there is a number of online communities who at one point were not online communities. They were physical communities, but because they are now hosting their spaces online, they're able to engage people that are all over the world, not just in their local area. So that means that you can have a larger impact beyond just the people that you otherwise could reach. This is not, again, news to you if you've been on Facebook in the last 10 years, which you have. I mean, you're using Instagram right now. I assume you're also on Facebook. That's not always a safe assumption to make, but if you've been on Facebook in the last 10 years, you know that the power of the internet is that you can discover people that you otherwise could not discover. Unfortunately, most spaces are not engineered for that and are shitty. And so when you create an online community, you can actually shape the space, shape the culture of it, create a safe place for conversations and for people to be themselves. So that's reason number 2. Reason number 3 is that you can build trust and loyalty like never before with an online community. So there is one example of a group, it's called the Good Skin Crowd. It's owned by a company called Verve. They are a skincare company, and they gather, I think their group now has something like 10,000 plus members in it. That's a vanity metric, but just to give you a sense of the size of the audience there. And they're able to reach tons and tons and tons of people with advice. They're able to open up an area where their customers can help other customers so that they don't have to be the central node anymore. And because of that, they've built incredible trust and loyalty to the point where I actually work with a lot of beauty companies, and I have had a number of beauty companies come to me and either say, we want what they have, or we're really afraid by what they have, and we're really threatened by it, and we need to build some kind of competitive response to it. Now, that shouldn't always be the reaction. In fact, it's really incredible that this company is able to serve all kinds of people through their work. They're actually elevating the entire skincare industry. They don't only allow people to recommend their own products, but it also is a major strategic advantage, which I sort of, I cringe at that term, but it is. So that's another reason why you might be interested in building an online community, because it creates this loyalty that you otherwise could never create as one individual. It's just not possible. The scale at which you can work as one person, or even that your email list can do, is nothing compared to what an army of incredible individuals can do when they're mobilized by a common purpose. So that is number 3. And then, hi, Anne-Marie. And hi, Kate. My dog Bruce is waving at you. He kind of like slumped down in his seat throughout this talk. So we're on reason number 4, why you should build an online community. Your organization should build an online community now in 2021, and hopefully the sooner the better. So number 4 is that we've already stepped into the future. Hey, Alex. We have stepped into the future. We are already in a place where during this pandemic, we don't have a choice but to connect digitally. And a lot of people really hate that. They really hate that there is no way to talk with people face to face right now. And I get it. I'm there. Like, I miss my friends so much. He's yawning again. I must be boring. Hi, Alex. But we're never coming back from this, unfortunately and fortunately. And there's always going to be some kind of hybrid connection from online to offline. And that's not going anywhere. Even after the pandemic is a little bit more under control, when we have vaccinations and the opportunity to see each other face to face, we have learned all kinds of tools and habits that we otherwise did not have, that we were putting off learning in many cases. And the pandemic has simply sped up and accelerated the rate at which people have learned these new digital connecting habits. Excuse me, Bruce. So those habits are a major hump that people had to get over pre-2020 to create an online community, because you had to teach people about the new services that they could connect on. You had to show people one by one how to use Zoom. You still do in some cases. A lot of people weren't active on Instagram and things like that, and they now are active. They have the habits. So that is now a consideration that is removed entirely. You don't have to teach people from scratch how to use the technology. So that means that you can be on the cutting edge, that you can actually engage people in a way that they are comfortable with, and that's durable. It's not going to go away after 2021. Hopefully in 2021, when things get a little bit more under control. And the final reason, and this is similar, is that there's a major opportunity here. And that major opportunity is that most people do a terrible job of building online communities. I am comfortable saying most people. I've been in a lot of online communities. I have consulted with a lot of online communities, and most people are just going based on conventional wisdom. And unfortunately, if conventional wisdom were steering us in the right direction, we wouldn't have an epidemic of loneliness in this country, in the UK, in Australia, and throughout the world. Conventional wisdom is not helping us right now. We need to create intentional spaces where we can connect, not just with our friends and family, but also with other people who are going to be critical to our success. And so as an organization, you have the opportunity to stand out among a sea of mediocrity. That's me being sassy. Okay. Thanks, Dom. Preach. So yes, people feel lonely right now, but they don't want to be part of just another shitty Facebook group. And that's the total honest truth. And so there's a major opportunity to create something that goes above and beyond people's expectations. And so that is the final reason. And I see some questions coming in, which I am very happy to answer. The first one from Kate Nolan. So Kate, you said virtual connection was always a huge part of my business. A lot of my eloping couples come to Ireland from the US. I love that I get to build connection virtually before I meet them in real life. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, and I know a lot of organizations like wedding shops and things like that who were prepared with some kind of an online community and who have videos of real brides and actual photography that shows real people wearing their dresses. Like those businesses have done an incredible job during the pandemic of actually being responsive to what weddings look like right now, which is not normal. Okay. You know that, Kate. That's amazing. I love that you work with eloping couples in Ireland. Oh, I'm jealous. And let's see. Francisco asks, what is the best advice for someone who is starting or looking to create a career as a community manager? Yeah, so that's a fantastic question, Francisco. There's a couple things you can do. One is whatever online communities that you are passionate about now, if you're not already taking on some leadership role within those communities, then figure out how you can become a leader. And maybe that is just becoming more active and engaged in those communities and stepping up. That will give you not just the potential, if it is a for-profit organization or a nonprofit that's funded, of maybe getting a job offer from them, but in a larger sense, it's also going to give you experience that you can speak to in job interviews. And you can also learn what you do love about community management and what you don't love about it, and then figure out your job search from there. So that's the number one thing I would say to do. Two, if you are having trouble finding opportunities, there are a lot of resources out there for that. I know, what are they called? ComSoar, and they have their online community. They do a ton of connecting, and they're actually doing a community school right now for people who are looking to change careers. So if you look up ComSoar, COMMSOR, they are doing a ton to help new community professionals get established in their career. So I highly recommend their resources, their work, and their community. I actually recommended someone to join Community Club. Thank you, Francisco. Yes, it's something really obvious like that. I just couldn't remember it. I recommended someone to join it a few months ago, and he joined, and he was began to be recruited by a couple of different organizations. So be part of that, be part of those conversations, maintain activity in the online communities that you're part of. And then if you want to go to the next level, start your own online community. Figure out what you like to gather people around and start something. Because again, that's going to give you things to tell stories about in interviews. It's also going to give you a lot of street cred when you actually get in the role, because you will know what it's really like in the trenches of building an online community from scratch. So not every online community is the same, but you said you've read my book, so you understand that the underlying structures are the same. So no matter what you build your community around, you're going to learn skills and lessons. So I hope that's helpful. If you have other questions about getting career skills, ask away. But experience is a fantastic teacher. I will say that. I have made a lot of really bad decisions in my work, and I've learned from all of them. So in some ways, they're good. Yeah, you're welcome, Francisco. There we go. So I am going to wrap up here. If there are any other questions, I see there are a couple more people here. Please let me know. And if you don't ask them now, feel free to add a comment on this video or shoot me an email at c@carriemelissajones.com. Happy to answer any of your questions. And I will be around. I'm going to be doing one of these live streams every Friday for the next 4 weeks, and then I'll be doing a bunch of them in succession. I'm just trying out this new thing. Then I feel a little awkward, but it's cool. We're going to try a thing. So happy Friday, everyone. And me and Bruce wish you a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And Francisco, I will answer your question after the live stream about the communities that inspire me the most. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day.